It's time to continue with the walkthrough of Drawn Dark Flight, where we got inside the library and we see a lot of flying books right now. They show that we need to throw papers, planes, and we have these two scrolls hanging from the sides, which are basically both of them on the left and right side of the walls. We have these symbols here, and we need to use these from the one side so they can go and fill the symbols at the top. Now, if a crow touches one of them, it disappears. So we have to make sure that the ones we need, we will be able to get to the top. We can click on them to make this faster. And we also need to move the little girl to get those symbols. Now, if the ladder gets up, it will remove some of those that we already have. I got the words write, music and art, and all the books flew in so we can use them as a bridge to get the book. This is the book that Iris used to run away at the end of the first part.
You're the same one that gave me my book. You helped me escape. I must ask for your help once again. You've lit the first beacon, but two remain. Find a way to light them so we can defeat the king and save the kingdom. We must succeed. I will join you soon.
Now that we found Iris, we can continue forward. We see more writings on the walls, we see candles that has been lit for many years, I guess. They're still not extinguished.
The first beacon. Your failure does us both a great harm, Raven. Guard the last two beacons. Don't let anyone approach the violin door. Your shadows can be burned away. Do not forget this, and do not fail me again.
Here we have a statue of a violinist. And the question remains why it didn't. Okay. Forgive my hasty exit, but I must prepare for the final battle. So Iris left us a note and ran away. Use a charcoal to make this little frog here. But we cannot enter this picture because it's missing a piece again. So the question why didn't Raven just cast the shadows around the beacon so we cannot approach them will never be answered. Like here was the door that we used to get to the beacon. Just cast the shadows here and it's gonna be safe. And here's a scrap of paper that we needed. Here's a message. Mother, I so wish you were here. Blah blah. We'll be back soon with the most annoying puzzle I've encountered. So this is a window that hides something. Finally one of the windows was useful. And here we get to these shadows that actually doesn't stop us from anything. Now we have the scrap of poster and 6 frogs, what we need before we can come here. So I have blue, red, green and orange. And now blue and orange. I have to play a little with these colors. And just when it gets a bit of annoying, turns out you have no more to click on and the giant frog comes out. You broke the diving helmet? Bring me my frogs. Okay, there are your frogs. And another puzzle where we have to click on the frogs so they can eat. And if you click again, they just spit out the flies. So that's the exit position. Basically we need to feed all the frogs, and when you click on one of them, just all the flies moves to the side. So we start with any frog and we go to the left to feed 4 of them. Now that we have 4 fed, we can just click. This one cannot eat, but this one can, and then this one and this one. And we have one last fly that is against the rest. What we can do is just click on the next and click again. Now click on the one after it, so that this one can eat. And continue moving like that. For the next round, all of them will be fed. We take 3 bags of dye, the watery treasure, and now we can go use the colors on the next puzzle at the top of the beacon. Now we have a painting here, a drawing actually, of the queen and 3 colors. Now when you open something, one of these out, the color just color everything, and you can use the ears to draw back all the colors. These do not lift because they are the main colors, but these you can lift up and down, so you can just color everything, close it, and when you take out the color, this one remains. When you pull it up, everything else that is in proximity and it's not closed gets colored off. Now the first part is to mix the colors a little and get the faraway places. which are the greens at the end. What am I doing? We need green. These rays are not actually sun, so they are green. After that we need some blue. We close the door for the blue and we wipe it out. Next we can take the bottom part, which is purple. We need to open a few more doors for it. Then close this one and just scrub it away. The next part, actually you can do it in any way you want, but what we need is to make it purple and have these little corners. Now that we have this one, we close this one and fill it with yellow, and we do everything purple again, close it and scrub the water away. The rest we need to be yellow, so we fill the colors, close the doors and take the yellow away. Now what else we can do is get the orange, this bottom part here, scrub it away. We also need the red mouth, lips, and the little yellow cheeks. And now we get to the very tricky and nasty part, which has been giving me troubles for a very long time. I've done this puzzle several times, mainly because I played the game every few years. By few I mean 3-4 years, and I don't really remember what to do. So I struggle with the puzzle for 20-30 minutes. But the part is that you need this to be green, and if you make it green, you still have this here to pull the green out. Actually, let's make this one because it's easier to do it from this side. But now if you want to make this green, and when you make it green, you can use colors for this yellow first, and this blue. But when you close it, this green remains, and you cannot use it anywhere. This needs to be purple, and it's a very big struggle how to do this. I see that I've made a mistake with this color here, so I need to take it out. And I've really struggled for quite some time. If you want to play that puzzle, you should stop watching for a while. Otherwise, keep watching. What we need to do is get this orange to remain here, because from this orange we can use it to make everything else to be orange as well. It's like this now. We just opened it and everything is orange again. Now we make the purple part here. We close it and take away the water. Now we have this one. And the problem actually in the past was how to make the green here and leave this. And this little part was something I was missing every time. So now that we have green, we close it and we wash it away from this side. Using this red, we make everything red again. Yeah, Trump reference. And it turns out we forgot this yellow. So we make everything red again, we make it purple, we close the door and wash it away. Now we use the yellow to make this yellow cheek, close it, and with this orange we make everything else orange again. And we light up the second beacon.
You failed me for the last time, Raven. Then slither into the darkness, or fly with your birds. I did not dispose of her family so that a stranger could restore that brat to the throne. Move aside, Raven. I will destroy that family once and for all.
Now that we have the second beacon lit up, we can go here where it was very dark and we cannot move fast. The shadows are going away. And we take only torch. It's not far from the mind to realize that we have to light it up. And continue to the last beacon. Now, here we have the violin door that was supposed to be guarded by Raven, but the evil guy just tells him to go away. We have notes here for every one of them, and it looks like they can throw some paper planes. We have another puzzle here, but it's missing a part, and we'll be back to it later. And here we have stone block, another piece of the violin, and some guys. It looks like they're playing instruments, but we need to find the instruments first. This thing is locked. This thing is torn down. And we have what happened to my mother, my brother, my sisters? Do they live in hiding as I've been all along? We don't have anything else here. And we need to find the last piece. Of the stone block. I don't remember where it is, actually. So let's search for it for a moment. Here we can place these. Still need the last one. Oh yeah, here we have these sparkles, and with the torch we burn it down. And here we can make the violin. Now that we have the musical instrument, we can give it to the mannequin. And he gives us a note and a paper plane. It is blue. And here we have green, red, orange and blue. And we place the note. We can get the timpani from his hand. And do the same again. We give the timpani. We get the notes. The note and the paper plane actually. And we give it to the boy with the red something. Now here we have the theater poster that we can place here and start with the next puzzle. It's actually we need to combine these pieces in a way so they fit and create a violin. It's a bit tricky because we have the symbols here, we know how they stand, like the P and the triangle, and this turns the symbols around, but actually having them written the way they should be, it's not the right place, the right way they stand. And we start. Things are a bit easy because we see where the poster should be. Otherwise it would be very hard to do this puzzle, since some of the elements are very similar to each other and only the shape is what helps you realize where it should be. For example, this one, this little corner fits here. And this looks similar to this, like very similar. But since we have the shadow at the back, we know that this is the right way. And we can continue. Here is the next part. Here we have a little fish. And this part of the poster fits. Now this fits here, so it can complete the handle. This part is not there. This little frog is here. You can see that little corner fitting. And after playing a little with the symbols, you can figure out which goes where eventually. And now we get the cello. Now we have the scrap of paper that will complete this painting. I go inside.
Brave soul indeed, to be wandering on a night such as this. I will tell you more of the tale you've become a part of, if you can help me light my lantern and make my escape from this wretched place.
Oh. Now to light the lantern we need fireflies. They light up every now and again, so we can spot them and take them. Of course we need 10, as usual. Here's the last one.
And as light fills the lantern, darkness recedes. Poetic, don't you think? Enough of that. Take this key and find something that will release me from this dark forest. Help me, and I will tell you a tale.
Now that we have the key, we can open this card and we can get some parts, some things from it. Paper dragon wing, hat, knife, paper lance. And we need the knife so we can cut this guy out of the poster.
Much better. You are a kind soul. Now for the show I promised you.
Just like with the first part, we get to a point where we see the story of the game.
It appears the scene is incomplete. I'm afraid you will have to be a participant in this story. Oh, but you already are, aren't you, my friend?
But this time the story is being told interactively by burning the city, for starters.
Once upon a time, far across the sea, where the sun sets, there was a beautiful kingdom. In the center of the kingdom stood a glorious castle with 3 mighty beacons whose eternal flames reminded the people of the enduring power of imagination.
And by burning the city, I didn't mean now. It happens later. When you click, you shoot fireballs from the dragon's mouth. Oh, that's the pirate ship.
There was an evil man, filled with bitterness and hatred. He rode the dark skies on wings of destruction, searching for a place to cast his blanket of shadows.
Fire!
When the evil man came to the kingdom, he was afraid of the creative minds of the people and vowed to destroy the land. He tore down the art, silenced the music, and blinded the citizens. The kingdom was cast into darkness, and the mighty beacons were extinguished. The evil man hunted the ruling family and silenced them all, except for one.
We could see the scarecrow there as well. I love those little references in the game. That's the tower. And a lot of Expecto Patronum to light up the lights in the city.
But somewhere,
That was by accident. I just wanted to move the hand and we didn't see what's happening. If you want to, you just roll back the video and pause it to read the story. Now here we have from the first part the 3 scarecrow.
beacons be lit and this young girl's destiny fulfilled? The answer lies with you, my friend. Succeed, and the rightful queen will be crowned, and the shadows will come. Fail, and we all are doomed to a dark and desolate future, without hope or imagination. Good luck. Do what must be done.
Here's the clockwork tower and the griffin from the first part as well. And one little mannequin saying Finn. And the creepy way only his shadow is waving for goodbye. But we got the guy. We can complete the last musician. And now we can reach the last beacon. We are so close, this is the last beacon. The storm gathers above, which can only mean he's waiting for us. You must help me. I'll use the crayon to make the flamey bird. And enjoy the show.
Iris, you've grown since the night I arrived. Your mother was able to evade me long enough to make sure the butler could take you away. He hid you well. Now he will spend an eternity broken in the tower you both called home. But here we stand. Bow before the might of your king.
I'll never bow before a tyrant.
Foolish child. If you will not bow, then you will kneel. Behold, the might of the shadows.
And as shadows retreat from the beacon's light, a young girl becomes queen. Peace spreads over the people of the kingdom, and creativity flourishes once again. And here is where our story draws to a close. For with the wise rule of a young queen, and a people's belief in possibility and hope, a new day dawns for a land that was trapped in darkness for so long.
This was the end of the game. Even though the shadow was destroyed, there still is one more game in the series that we will need to play. And again, we have nice soundtrack with good artworks going in the credits. this ends the credit scene. There's extras, which is only seeing the credits again. No soundtrack, no artwork, no extra things. Thankfully the last game has some of those, but for this one, this was everything. And I wish you goodbye and a nice day, and hopefully we'll see each other again.